There are wounds that never show on the body that are deeper and more hurtful than anything that bleeds. As traumatized children, we always dreamed that someone would come and save us. We never dreamed that it would in fact be ourselves as adults. Welcome to Health Matters, your number one guide to health and wellness. I am Amanda Amos-igbuwe, bringing you with the statistics. Now, 50% of youth have been assaulted at least once. 39% of teenagers ages 12 to 17 reported witnessing violence. 34% of youth reported being emotionally bullied, and 13% physically bullied. Now, in a 2021 survey, more than 58% of Nigerian youths experienced a traumatic event, indicating that up to 86.7% of participants experienced at least one adverse childhood experience. With emotional maltreatment at 85.3%, physical maltreatment at 81.8%, sexual maltreatment at 55.9%, and neglect at 47.4%, such high figures. But joining us to unpack this mental health issue and aid in healing from your childhood trauma is Queen Edoni. She's a holistic therapist and a wellness advocate and a reflexologist. Welcome to Health Matters.
Thank you very much for having me.
Good afternoon. So before we break it down, this term is quite new to me, reflexology. Explain that to me.
Okay, so a reflexology is an holistic therapy, it's an ancient healing. It's just like acupuncture. Acupuncture is an ancient Chinese healing medicine that they've been using in a very long time to heal themselves, right? So it boils down to our general different cultures and different regions, right? So in Nigeria, I remember when you're very sick in those days that they will take you to these herbal people and they start giving you those tears on your body, believing that you get well, right? Those are true because you have acupunctures all over your body that narrate healings, direct healings, I mean, to your body generally. So those are called cheese through your meridian cells. So your body has ability to heal itself by itself naturally. What you just needed to do is to activate the pressure points and you get healing. So we as reflexologists, we use our tongue to activate your pressure points and to get healing generally.
So is it maybe I'm not saying the correct term, but it's an advanced massage?
Yes, it's a treatment, so to
Okay.
say. For example, if you're having headache, right, there are pressure points on your hand and your head that you can hold on to that the headache will absolutely go in less than 2 minutes. You don't need any pain suppressants to hold it down. So those things are just natural. So we are saying that, oh, the body is designed literally to heal itself by itself. What you just need to do is to activate, right? You don't need any other measures to take it off. So your body can heal, activate it, and you're fine. That's why we have different kind of massages. We have reflex massages, which is pressure point that goes through your meridian all over your body. That generalize healing to you, so your body can heal.
Oh, okay, okay. Thank you for that. So let's quickly jump into this healing process
All
now.
right.
Childhood trauma is such a broad term, but from a holistic perspective, what is childhood trauma?
Childhood trauma is actually an overwhelming experience that a child has from a very young age, under 18, right? That's, it's overwhelming them that they cannot control what they feel and they cannot express themselves because children they're still developing, right? Their brains and their feelings and their emotions is still developing. So sometimes when they have some certain things that goes on with them, they cannot absorb it, so it shocks them, and it's a lifetime stigma that lives with them for a very long time, which if it's not properly attended to, it will cause a little bit of trouble as an adult generally.
Oh, okay. So I know a lot of adults we don't realize that we are traumatized. We don't know that okay, some things we act out, some ways we act out is as a result of trauma. So now what are the common signs of trauma as an adult, of childhood trauma as an adult?
Childhood traumas could reflect to the parenting or the upbringing. Sometimes it could be from results of loss of loved ones, guidance or abuse, or war or or this thing or illness. Some children are very sick when they were much younger, so
Yes.
they've been administrating a lot of treatments to them, so that one will give them trauma. So it could it could push them to a lot of things, self-defense. Some of them will even break down. They will start they will start being unnecessarily protective. They will take blames from when nobody's even asking them. They will just be defensive. So it could even affect their mental health in their relationship. So the thing is, what I will have to say is, they can get help, they can get healing. Your mind has the ability to refresh and to heal. So what you just need to do is to get the right help.
Okay, so there's normally a guest, I do some research. So I read that holistic therapy emphasizes the mind-body connection. So how exactly does trauma store in the body, and how does it affect now your physical health?
Okay, trauma stores in your body because it's something that you've experienced. So your body, your nerve, your neuron system, your nerve has ability to store events that happened in the past. So when your body sees danger or experiences danger, it will start a defensive, it will bring out a defensive mechanism that will help to shield you before and after the danger goes away. So in that case, you can have high breathing, flinching, etc. That's why sometimes when you're scared, your heart starts pumping very fast because you're scared. So your body is telling you that this thing has already happened before. So you have to be guided. You have to be conscious. That's why you see some people, when they live in their house, they are living in a very secured environment. They lock everywhere up because they're expecting danger. So those could be traumas, because sometimes they could experience, violence, wars. Like, for example, where I come from, because I lived with my mom, it's very, very funny because most most of them are single moms, right? And it's very simple. So you will see a lot of families living in their houses, without their fathers, or their fathers will just be playing games outside and their mothers goes to work, and it's a normal thing. And sometimes you see them fighting, sometimes you see a lot of violent things, and you just lock your door and come outside and see. So those people grow up with that kind of environment. So when they are even in a comfortable and secured place, they feel is not safe and they're expecting anything to happen. So it could even affect them in their relationship because they're always expecting the person to do something dirty to them. So they will always shield themselves and they always protect themselves. So your body absorbs it, right? Your body absorbs information, it recognizes occurrences that has happened. So what I have to tell everybody that is going through this situation is, they have the chance to heal. What they need to do is to let go. As an adult, your own is to learn the truth, learn how to trust, and learn how to believe, so you can have the peace and rest that your body requires. That's where healing comes from.
I think that's where unlearning, relearning, and learning, that whole process.
That whole process, and letting go, because if you don't let go, you don't forgive yourself, and you don't find strength in what you've been through, it's going to mess you up, and you have to get a professional advice to guide you through if it's difficult.
Okay, so a lot of people think that this trauma, it only occurs due to major events that have happened. Enlighten us, can very subtle, these seemingly small events as a child actually process into childhood trauma? And then in your line of your profession, how often are these seemingly small events, that process into trauma, how common are they?
Okay, thank you very much for that question. They are very common because as a child, your brain is open and you're learning a lot of things. Everything that comes into you is new and fresh, right? So, for example, a child that has never seen someone being bleeding, someone just used the bottle and smashed the person's head and the person is bleeding. It's a shock to the child, like, oh my God, right? So the child will live with that memory that if someone holds a bottle, the person might smash it on my head and I'll start bleeding, right? So it's actually a trauma for that child. Then when the person grows up, the person can have a stigma of bottle and blood. that's why some persons, they can't stand blood. When they see blood, they'll start shouting.
Yes.
Or a case of a child that has been hospitalized right from a very tender age and grows up, and they want to give the child injection, and the adult starts screaming, please, I don't want this. So it resolves to a lot of mental disorder and it can mess a lot of things up as an individual.
Okay, so there's a common phrase, inner child. My inner child craves my inner. So now, speaking about this inner child, what is inner child healing?
Inner child healing is actually finding yourself out of the things that has happened to you, right? Coming out of the nutshell, even if you don't want to talk about it, it's very fine, it's okay. But seeing your strength, finding your strength from what you've been through as a power, as a courage, not the other way around. It's not consuming you. It's not going to consume you, because what you've been through is actually it's not because it is something you could control. It's just a situation that happened that's it's beyond your control, but it happened. But you are the strength. You made it through. So that is your energy, that is your power, that's your strength, so that is your voice. So what you should do is to find your way and surface to the limelight and say, yes, you did it.
Okay, finding your way, it means reconnecting with your inner child. How then do you reconnect with your inner child?
How you could reconnect with your inner child is to accept and embrace who you've become, not what you've been through, right? Who you've become, what you've been through, and who you are, and what you intend to be, what your intention is to show, your legacy, your world, right? That's why you are not what you've been through, you're what you are and what you project.
Okay. So correct me if I'm wrong, but then I feel like crying is so much of a solution. But as much as it's a solution, it might only offer temporary relief. So what are the more permanent? First of all, we're going to talk about crying as a solution, permanent or temporary, and then we're also going to, speak on some of the more permanent solutions in dealing with childhood trauma.
Okay, so crying is actually a way of releasing stress for some people, right? In as much as it's a very sad experience, we all think or believe sort of that if you cry, you're very sad or something terrible is happening or the world is coming to an end. So in such cases, sometimes you need to cry to relieve yourself. That's why sometimes we tell people that you need to do physical exercises to release those toxins, to activate those happy hormones from your body. So when you cry, you relieve yourself. Or when you talk about it, talk about situation. Even if you don't want to tell anybody, you can talk to your system, you can talk to your phone, or you can talk to your dog. That we never tell anybody, right? So those are a way to relieve the pressure, the tension, the burden you're carrying in your heart. So if you can cry, it could release it. That's why some people need hugs, right? So in as much as a lot of people are going through traumas, psychological disorder, you need to care for one another. Reach out to those people, and there are stages where people can go in this process. Some persons will go through acceptance, denial, and rejection. So before they get to that stage, you yourself, you have to also look around, look out for the people around you and check out for them. When they are in acceptance stage, suicide comes in. Or yes, it's acceptance.
Suicide.
Yes, it comes in because sometimes when you feel this pain is too much, I can't take it anymore, I've been through a lot, it's unforgettable and it's unforgivable, I can deal and there is nothing I can do. You're in that pain, you can't even let it go. You start accepting, okay, I can't do this again, so let me just, you see those people giving out their properties, their belongings. So you keep, as a person that you're observing such thing, you ask them, are you fine? Do you want to talk about this? How do you need me to help you? You don't need to start telling them you're not supposed to be doing this, because those people have been through phases. They might even be smiling at you, but you won't know what they've been through because their heart is not expressed. They are not felt. So every experience that everybody has, we need to take them seriously because they're important and they're valid and they need validation. They need to be heard. Every reasonable talk, or everything that you think is unreasonable is reasonable to someone else. So that's why you need to keep in touch, communicate to your family, your friends, and your environment. It's very, very important. That's where you can find the inner self. You can also help people. So you don't even need to wait until this person is your friend. Reach out, love them, hug them, touch them. Some people just need you to ask them, how are you? And they're fine, right? So it's not even about the basic things. It's not even about the clothes. It's not even about the food. It's about emotional traumas and the feeling that they are going through. Some persons just need you to tell them, I love you. It's as cheap as that. Because some children has emotional negligence. Their parents has abandoned them. They don't have that feeling. They don't even know what love is. Right? So when they even go outside and start seeing other people, other families loving their they will be wondering, so why was mine different? Right? So it's very, very important for us to look out for ourselves, because we are humans. That's what humans do. For example, you have an animal in the house. Your dog is always coming close to you. Always. They're always clinging to you. They don't want, if you go to the bathroom, they're there. If you go to the kitchen, they're there. That's how human beings are supposed to be, because they need you to feel what they're feeling. They need to express, they need to be heard. So when you're heard as an individual, you feel very, safe, and you feel very comfortable. So it all boils down to, looking out for each other, reaching out to ourselves, loving your own self. Some people don't love themselves because they don't experience love. They don't even know what love is. So generally, the help we can give ourselves is to reach out and to be there and to listen. You don't even need to advise, right? So just listen and say, okay, everything is going to be fine, and I know you got this.
That's really profound. So hurt people hurt people. If you do not have love to give, then there's really nothing you can do. Let's take a quick break, and we'll be back with Queen Edoni. This is Health Matters, and we're still speaking on childhood trauma with Queen Edoni, a holistic therapist, wellness advocate, and a reflexologist. So, out of the box question, because we spoke about dogs, so just very out of the box question. Between dogs or cats, which are better for emotional support?
I think dogs.
Dogs? Why?
Because dogs are actually loyal, very loyal to you. Even when you hurt them, they are still loyal. But cats, you cannot mess with cats. They will.
That's true. Okay,
Yeah.
so now to the next question. There are a lot of people who do not like to share their emotions. They don't like to talk about things. So for people who do not like to share their emotions but feel so stuck and overwhelmed, what are the first baby steps into the healing process of childhood trauma?
You should just adults, right? They learn trust, they learn in the process, and they adapt. So making healthy friends, healthy relationship, going out for seminars, invest in yourself, believe in yourself, then try to bring yourself out of the situation. Don't live in it, don't sink in, to come out of your shell. So when you're around positive minds, happy people, you don't need to talk about it. Just be around people that are always happy. When I mean very happy, genuinely happy, because it can't be overemphasized. Right? So if I'm around you and you're always happy and I'm a sad person, what do you think? You will rub off me.
So you said genuine. How do you know? Because people fake it a lot. So how do you know someone who is genuinely happy?
This person does not need anything from me, and the person does not even require anything from me. The person is just living his or her life. So the person must not even fake it. It could come from anybody. Trust me, you'll be surprised.
So childhood trauma, it affects adult relationships.
Yeah.
How can we hurt people hurt people? You can't give what you don't have. So if you have hurt you need to give, then you give out hurt. So how can you break this cycle? As a parent who is carrying so much childhood trauma, and how do you break this cycle and stop it from, passing on to your children, your loved ones? How does that happen?
Well, I would say prayer comes in. You start praying. Like I said, invest in your mental health. You have to seek help from the right people. If you don't want to talk about it, like you asked, just go close to listen to inspirational speakers, even if you know that they're not perfect. Sometimes you need those words to keep you together. You need those words to keep, stay in a very peaceful and calm environment, because your environment will also tell on you, because you can't be in a very toxic environment and expect healing. Go for vacations, go for treats. You could go for massages, go for foot pedicure, that they will give you a proper pedicure massage. You will feel rejuvenated. First of all, when you feel lots of rejuvenated and you eat good food, your nutrition, you forget about some stress that's going through your life. You feel very okay first. Then you listen to uplifting, self-uplifting stories, conversations, listen to positive words, news. Stay in a very clear and calm environment. You will be fine. Trust me.
Yeah.
But some persons, right, they have that environment, but they are still, struggling, fighting themselves through. You have to forgive yourself. Then forgive the situation that happened, and learn and look for a way to come out, and don't let someone else to be in that position. So your child is actually a mirror of you, just like you're a reflection to that child. So you don't want to pass through that pain. You don't want that pain to pass through that child or that person that is looking up to you. So what you have to do is you have to come out of it and, shine, because you are beautiful. You are you. You cannot, nobody can be like you. You're the only you in the whole world. So that's why you need to listen to people that will motivate you, sparkle, bring out the sparkle in you, because everybody needs to hear those beautiful words. It's just like me seeing you for the first time. Oh, you're so beautiful. The smile is just natural. It will glow. There is nothing you can do about it. So we all need to encourage ourselves and encourage people around us, right? So that's all.
Well, you just had me at vacation and good food, and when you're like you're beautiful, I'm
Yes,
tempted to
healthy.
say
When I mean good food, I mean healthy
yes,
food,
yes.
right?
Okay, so now we know that there are triggers to these, do I say melt outs? When you've had like traumatic events and then there's a trigger and then you like crash out rather. So how do you identify these triggers, and how do you identify and avoid these triggers?
Sometimes it's, challenging to even know that you have a trauma. A lot of people have traumas that they are not even aware. If you tell them, they will tell you you're disrespectful. like our average Nigerian parents, they are all traumatized and they pass it to their children brutally without, apology. Right? So in those cases, you that don't know that you have a problem, it's a problem.
That's true.
So it's only when you realize and you accept that you have a problem, that's when you start seeking for solution. So the people around you will be the ones to suffer. So except you now say that, okay, everybody is complaining about my attitude. What can I do to solve it? How can I be at peace? First, you have to be at peace with yourself. You cannot be fighting yourself at all time. Let it go. Have a slack. Lose it. That's why I said you need a vacation for yourself. When I mean vacation, don't just go into a room and look like, someone that, they have been enclosed in. Go out, meet people, see different cultures, tribe, traditions, explore. Then you see how they behave. It will also tell in your own behavior. Then you know, okay, there's something wrong with me, except you're a narcissist that don't want to change. Right? But change is constantly human. That's why humans adapt and they learn to trust. So you have to trust the process, trust the healing. Everybody can get healed, even a child that has trauma. What they just need is attention, care, and you have to want to receive it. So in as much as you're trying to accept that, yes, I will need to get healed, you will be fine. You'll get resolved. It's not difficult. Just let it go. It's okay not to be okay. It's okay not to be fine. We're all humans, right? So the only perfect person is Jesus or is God. I'm sorry, but yeah, that's just me. I have to say it because I'm a Christian, so it's good. The only perfect person is Jesus. So we are all humans. A lot of things will happen to us. Just because you're a good person doesn't mean bad things won't happen to you. Yes, things will occur, things will happen, but your resilience, your courage, your strength will always make you, come out of it. It will. So you're not the victim. You are a survivor. That's
So, I chuckled when you said, just because you're a good person doesn't mean good things will happen to you. I have a friend of mine who something good happens to me, and I'm like, I'm a good person. Good things happen to good people, and then something nasty happens to me, and I'm like, bad things happen to bad people. So when he sees this thing, he's going to call me and be like, "Did you hear that?" So, let's wrap up this healing process. Let's talk from a holistic perspective. How can we fully heal from childhood trauma?
accepting. I'm willing to let go. Forgiveness. Try to trust. It's difficult, right? It's easier said than done, but you have to try it. Sometimes, just experience it. And the experience did not kill you. Since you survived those traumas, you survived those things that happened to you, that drain you, that kept you in your shell. Why don't you explore, try new things again and see? Then you were a child, you could not express, you could not control a lot of things, right? Now you have voice, you're heard, you can control some things. So come out of it, no matter what it is, and stand to it. So at some point, you have to say no. Say it. Don't just say, okay, I don't want this to happen. Whatever thing that wants to happen, let it happen. Speak out, voice it. Your voice needs to be heard. You need to tell someone else. So it's just, okay, there is this saying that they say, when an adult tell you don't pass there, you should not pass it. Because if you pass there, you don't know what will happen to you. Why don't you tell me what you saw there that you are telling me not to pass? Because I'm a very inquisitive person. If you tell me not to do it, I want to try it out and find out what's up. So I could beat you at it because you fail doesn't mean I will fail, right? So why don't you tell me I mashed a bottle there? So put on a slippers or a thicker pair of shoes so that you won't get bruised. Or you jump that place 3 times. Then I will know that, okay, there is a danger. Then not to tell me don't go there. Do you know if what I want to pick there is gold or treasure? Right? So you cannot just stop someone else that has a vision, and you cannot limit yourself because of the experiences you've had, because you deserve the best, right? Irrespective of what you've been through. Almost as an average Nigerian, everybody's traumatized, right? We are all coming out from something, right? But that does not bring the end of you. That is just the beginning of you. Maybe that's just the voice someone needs to hear, the encouragement, the experiences you have. Thank God for social medias right now, because if you hear things that our old parents did, oh my God, we are babies. We are nephews in these things, because they are they are way beyond your imaginations, right? It's just this. There's nothing new under the surface of the earth crust. So whatever thing you're doing is not new. Someone else somewhere has done it far beyond you. You just came to it. Same thing as the wisdom we all have. If you don't take advantage of the wisdom and the opportunities that come through, someone else will do it, and you'll be like, they stole my idea, because you didn't take advantage of it. You didn't claim ownership. So what I'm saying in a sense is, come out of it, claim ownership, be bold of things that's happened to you, not in a very wrong way, in a very, decent way. And, you survived it. Doesn't mean someone else have to go through it. This is how it went, and this is how it is. People over exaggerate things, and it's actually overrated sometimes and boring. But just tell them how it is. Relationship is not easy, but they will just come and tell you, yeah, it's very sweet, it's juicy, it's a blessing. No, tell them the implications, the struggle, the fights, the trials they will go through. But what you need to do is, you come out of it, you forgive the person, because they are humans, we are bound to make mistakes, right? So if I can forgive you for stepping on my toe, what if I step on your toe and break your finger? What will you do to me? Right? So yes, that's why acceptance comes in. You tell me sorry, and I'm like, okay, it's fine, right? Because I don't know what I will do to you next. You might step on my toe, and what will I do to you? So we have to release ourselves, free ourselves, encourage ourselves. You have to encourage yourself. Come out. So in a way of, releasing all of these things, you can involve yourself in exercises, sports, activities, right? So there's this stress hormones that, releases when you're doing exercises. Sometimes you can get it when you're running. Some people, when they're running, you see them laughing beyond control. Some of them get it during orgasms. They start laughing. The excitement comes in from nowhere. You start feeling very happy for no reason. Those are happy hormones. So your body also falls sick when you're sad. It can lead to cancer. Different illness can happen when your body is not, when your happy hormones is not activated, because your neuron, your body, understands your emotions and your feelings. So you could fall sick if you're not happy, if you're traumatized, if you're scared, your heart pumps. What happens? Your blood pumps, everything, you're sweating, you're hot, So your body knows. That's why your body reacts to, conversations. That's why you flinch. Those are reflex reactions. For example, you have a light and you put your hand in it. Before the signal is sent to your brain, your reflex reaction has already withdrawn it from it because it hurts. So your body understands situation, recognizes occurrences. So what you need to do is sometimes let it be. Okay, yes, I know there will be fire, but I'm trying to quench it, and I will quench it. Not, oh, there's fire, I will run away, right? So if there is an outburst, the thing you should look for is a solution, not an escape route, not hiding, not telling. Even if I don't want to tell, why can't I solve it? Everybody is a problem solver. We are problem solver. That's how we are humans, right? And we have dominion to do all of those things because God has given us the ability to carry out taxes and to carry out things. So trauma happens, and it will always happen. Even as an adult, even as the most powerful people too are also traumatized. They're scared, let their wealth not go away. Someone should not come and kill them, right? Because sometimes they've even experienced a lot of things that they don't want to happen to them. So they are scared, they are shielding themselves. They're always guiding themselves. So you have to sometimes trust the process. That's the baby step you have to do. Trust the process. Do your exercises. Come out of your shell. Smile. Eat good food. Go for massages. And if you need a therapy too, we can also recommend, a better help for you that can guide you through the process. Then if you also need a, personal therapist, I am here. I'll give you the right guidance on the kind of massages you need to do that will help you naturally healthy.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
So finally, I picked something from what you said. You spoke about exercises. Is it every type of exercise, or then are there specific exercises that help in releasing these happy hormones, aiding in trauma healing process?
Okay, depending on your health condition, right? Some person's health condition does not require them to do some certain kind of exercises. That's why you need a therapist first.
Yes.
A therapist also means is a psycho person that is trying to check if you're mad or having psychosis, right? It's not even a problem to even have a psychosis because once in a while everybody go nuts, right? So your therapist will dictate things that is wrong with you. That's why we tell you that you're traumatized. You won't be able to travel yourself. You won't. Some people do. I don't know how they do it, but they try because some people are very multitasking. You could travel yourself as far as you're having a pain and you look for a way, you trace the pain, you generate it. So doing exercises is not every exercise that everybody should do. Yeah. Because a lot of people have something going on their body. Some people have broken bones. Some people discs are open due to bad posture. Some people have issues, health conditions. So you can't tell people that have different conditions to do the same thing. That's why you need to find a niche. You need someone to find it for you. If you can't find it for yourself, you need someone to get it for you. But generally, there's general exercises you can do. Some people can't swim because I would recommend swimming. Swimming is a very good exercise that works from your brain to your feet. Every part of it is working when you're swimming, right? So it's not everybody that can swim. But there are exercises a lot of people can do. There are, techniques. That's why even in massage world, we have Sayatsu, we have Sayatsu massages, we have Thai massages. Those are lazy man yogas that you can do. You don't literally have to practice the yoga thing. It's just an example, a way for you to understand what it is like. But these massages, they are going to help hold on to those pressure points to, generate healing to your body. So it's as simple as that. Movements of the body, circulation. So everybody have different things that they would.
Okay, thank you so much, Queen Edwin. When I was researching on this, I thought like I'll have like tissue and be sniffing and crying while you're talking, but then you had a way of making this conversation so interesting and educating. So thank you so much for teaching us. We have learned so much from you.
Thank you so much.
All right. So thank you for staying with us, viewers. To wrap this up, your trauma is not your fault, but your healing is your responsibility. If you feel overwhelmed or have any questions, send an email to healthmattersbdtv.ng@gmail.com. Again, healthmattersbdtv.ng@gmail.com. I am Amanda Amos-igbuwe, sending you all the love and light and saying don't bottle it up. Take care, stay safe, and keep watching Business Day television.